Hey everybody, welcome to Rink-wide Toronto, presented by Bodog. Make a play at Canada's choice for free casino games, sports odds, and poker strategies. David Alter coming to you from Scotiabank Arena, where the Toronto Maple Leafs will host the Nashville Predators for the first of 3 games in 4 nights. After this one, they will head to Detroit to take on the Red Wings and then go to Boston to take on the Bruins. And because of that, the dads were here. This is going to be the annual dads trip. Remember, because of travel and pandemic, that had been off for a while. It's back. All the dads were watching the optional morning skate here, and it'll certainly be a special moment for one player's dad in particular. That will be Cecil McMann, who will get to see Bobby McMann make his NHL debut. He was called up yesterday, and he took part in practice. He is got 15 points in 17 games with the Marlies. He was named the AHL Player of the Week. Signed with the Maple Leafs in their organization in 2020. Undrafted, big guy, 6'1", spent 4 years at Colgate University, but really took the long road to get here. And so he is set to make his NHL debut. As of this morning, when we're recording this, his folks were on a plane from Alberta to get here in time for the game. And then, of course, his dad, Cecil, will stick around for that dad's trip. So quite the whirlwind 36 hours for Bobby McMann, who will be the 32nd player to play for the Maple Leafs this season. We've had a lot of different guys kind of get called up. And McMann will actually get quite the opportunity, unlike some other call-ups at the forward position who've kind of just stuck around on the fourth line. He'll be on the third line alongside Alex Kerfoot and David Kampf. And so you're probably wondering, where's Pierre Engvall? Pierre Engvall is going to move up to the first line, and that's because Auston Matthews, I know I'm burying the lead a little bit here, but Auston Matthews will not play for the first time this season. Head coach Sheldon Keefe says he's kind of had something, an undisclosed injury that's been lingering for quite a while. So Auston Matthews will not play. He did skate this morning, but then when he stuck out onto the ice and did extra work and Bobby McMann came off, that was the telltale sign that Auston Matthews wasn't going to play and Bobby McMann was going to make his NHL debut. And surely enough, that's exactly what happened. So without Auston Matthews, Pierre Engvall, as I mentioned, moves up to that first line. And William Nylander, for the second time this season, although the first time didn't really count because he got moved off of it pretty quickly, but for the second time this season, William Nylander will actually play center. They flirted with the idea in training camp. Played the last preseason game in that position. They've been really pleased with the way Nylander has evolved in his game defensively. Hasn't had quote-unquote lulls in his game this season. So that's why they're going to give William Nylander that opportunity. Didn't want to change a lot of the lines where they've got Marner with Tavares and Yarncroke. So, in the past, maybe they would have moved Marner up and helped drive that line a little bit, but that's not what they're doing. And expect Pierre Engvall to interchange with William Nylander for some of those assignments on defense. Matt Murray is your projected starter in goal against the Predators. He did not take part in the morning skate, which is usually what happens in an optional. When Matt Murray is playing, he usually doesn't come out onto the ice. It was just Ilya Samsonov getting in some work, and he got some extra work. Presumably, he will get the start against the Detroit Red Wings, which they have typically done. They've been splitting the back-to-backs. The Leafs hit the halfway point this year, and it was kind of interesting to note that whether it was done intentionally or not, injuries and whatever the case may be, Ilya Samsonov and Matt Murray had each played an even amount of games, 16 each. So call it the true 1A, 1B that the Maple Leafs have with their goaltending tandem. That's the story here. Myself and Rob Wong will have your post-game show. Make sure you rate and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms to Rink-wide Toronto, presented by Bodog. Poker tips, sports odds, and free casino games. It's time to play. Rink-wide Toronto, pregame, postgame, every game.